In this blog, I'm going to show you one of my new favorite apps that allows you to easily share content automatically with all your social networks. It's called Hootsuite, and I've been using it for about 2 months now, and it's kind of indispensable when you've got a lot of social networks for your business. So let's have a look at it. Firstly, I'm going to show you the Hootsuite. It's called a Hootlet, which you can install into Google Chrome. It's probably also available for Internet Explorer. I haven't checked because I don't use Internet Explorer, but it probably is available. You can also install it on Android devices or on your iPhone. It can go everywhere. So to give you an example, here's a blog. I've already shared it, so I won't actually share it, but I'll show you the process that I go through to share it. So you find a page like this, and you go, right, I want to share this with everybody on my social networks. So you click on your Hootlet. It opens up. What it's doing is it's grabbing the web address, and then it's shortening it so it can track it. And then what you do is you choose your social networks that you want to share it on. So I want to share it on our Twitter business page, our Facebook business page, our G+ business page, and our LinkedIn business page. And as you can see down here, it's already gone and grabbed the preview for us, and you can change the text here as well. I won't, but you can change this message up here. So what I'll do is I'll just go, check out my latest blog. I'm keeping that short, just so it shows properly on things like Twitter and so forth, which have a less amount of characters that you can use. But again, that's up to you. And then what you do is you can either go send now, and it'll post it immediately. It'll show up straight away on Facebook, but because LinkedIn works a different way, it won't show up for about 5 minutes. But it still will show up. And you can see here I can also change the image if I want as well. It depends on the web page that you're using whether you can do that. We've optimized our blog system so all the social networks, so it works with all the social networks, and you can actually change the image and the text and the title and stuff. But on some pages you won't be able to do that. The other alternative you've got is you can auto schedule it. So if you're like me and as you're surfing the web or you get newsletters in and you find good links, you don't want to post them all at once, like 10 links, because they'll just get missed by people, and it also isn't using your social networks wisely. If you click auto schedule, it'll show them about every 2 or 3 hours in sequence, and so that keeps your posts more relevant in the social networks. So if somebody doesn't check their social networks for a week, they've still got a likelihood of seeing one of your posts. So that's how you share a post to all your social networks using Hootlet. Now what I'm going to do is actually show you the web interface. I hardly ever go in here. In fact, I'll log out just so you can see what it looks like. Logging out, and I'll go back to the home page. Now the nice thing about Hootlet is you don't actually have to sign up. You can actually just sign in with one of your social accounts, and it's free to get started. So if you're like most businesses and you've only got, let's say, a Facebook business page and a LinkedIn business page, then you can just use Hootsuite for free and not have to pay anything. If you're like us and you use a lot of social networks, then you only pay $10 a month and you can share with all of those networks and even monitor them and so forth. So I'll just sign in as a normal person. Blah, blah, blah. Where's the login? Create a new account. Oh, here it is. Sign in. I normally just leave it signed in. Then we go into here. Now what I've done is I've customized my dashboard to show my social networks. So here's my personal social networks. But if I just switch over, I'll just get rid of that message. If I switch over to this new tab I've created, that shows all of our business social networks, our business pages. And we can see the last post I did, how it's shown up here on our Facebook stream, and it's also shown up on our LinkedIn stream over here, exactly the same post. And it looks like I need to log in there again because that's not showing. But you can also see over here, here's our Twitter, here's our G+, and this is for our product Brinix, which has its own G+ and Facebook business pages as well. You've got all this other stuff as well. There's a lot in here, and it's amazing that you can get it all for free. But if I just move my mouse over to the left over here, you can go to Publisher. Now, the reason you'd use Publisher is you might already have a lot of links, such as you might have pre-written all of your newsletters and you've got them scheduled out to go each month. Well, if you've already got the links, you can also schedule them in here to then notify people that the newsletter has gone out. Or if you've got, or you get one of your staff or even an intern to go out and find lots of links that are relative to your business, they can actually program them all into here and then schedule them to go out. So an example is when it's coming up to Christmas, you might find lots of good articles on how to buy wisely online for Christmas, or you might even have a promotion coming up for Christmas. You can schedule them all in here just using Publisher. Now, Hootsuite also has some really full-on statistics. I'm not using them at the moment because we use our own statistics tracking system, but if you want to, you can link into all your Google Insights and Facebook Insights and so forth, and see all of those stats and know which social networks are actually doing the best for you. If we go over here, I haven't used assignments yet, not really using contacts. You can have multiple staff using this, so you can add a login for them and they might have control of, let's say, just LinkedIn and Facebook, but you have control of everything else. They've also started developing apps, so third-party companies can create apps that integrate with Hootsuite and do lots of fancy things. I haven't used any of those yet. You've got all your settings where you set up your name and you've got your archives. You can also link into RSS feeds. Most people won't be doing any of that sort of stuff. You've got tools. So there's a whole big training thing you can go through there. But the whole thing is actually quite instinctive to use, and I haven't had to go and read any documentation or watch any video tutorials to learn how to use it. You just start using it and it's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so that's how it works. Of course, what you'll want to do is probably the same as what I've done. Under Tools, go to Extensions and Downloads, and the first thing I did is install it into my Google Chrome browser so I could start sharing. Now, before I leave, I just want to show you something else. Why it's good to share your blog using Hootsuite. Now, of course, you can be sharing lots of good links on your social media business pages, but the goal of social media business pages is to get traffic back to your website to hopefully engage with you and buy something from you, or get a service from you or something like that. It's good to be posting other people's stuff because it keeps you top of mind to your followers. And one of the stats is if you don't tell one of your clients that you exist within 90 days, they actually forget who you are and why they're buying their service from you. So this is a good way to keep you top of mind with all your followers. But the really good thing about sharing it with a blog is sharing your blog is, though you may already have email followers of your blog or your e-newsletter, which is a really good way to get contracts. I mean, like, we've been using e-newsletters for over 10 years now, and it's our best sales tool. It's probably the least amount of effort, but the most amount of financial return. The nice thing about sharing them using Hootsuite is you're not only hitting those email databases, but if somebody clicks like on one of your social networks, then their whole network see it. So a rough stat is, if you've got 500 followers, there's a chance that 5 million people might see your post, and that significantly opens up the amount of foot traffic that can go to your website. So as an example, last year I shared a post on LinkedIn is where I got contacted from, on the 3 reasons business websites fail, and somebody who follows our LinkedIn page clicked that they liked it, and somebody on their network saw it in the stream and then clicked on the link, read the blog, and then contacted me. Now, that was a client in Canada that I'd never ever met before, who would never have heard about Spinning Planet, but because I'd shared my blog using Hootsuite to the social networks, they got to see it. So you can see the real value in being able to share automatically to all your social networks. So that's my favorite app for this week. I've actually got a bunch of other ones too I want to show you, but those are my new ideas for new video blogs that I'll post over the next few weeks. If you've got something that you'd like me to show you how to use that maybe I use, such as graphics software or internet software, just send me an email, and I'll tell you if I can do it or not, and I'll make a video blog about it, because they're easier than writing blogs.